or they're being overprescribed meds that cause the symptoms that they're supposed to prevent. Like, you take an SSRI nowadays, bro, and it's like, yeah, this is a depression medication that might make you depressed and suicidal. Okay, so this story is the timeline of the New York City uh, mass shooting. So the first thing I'm gonna say is that, well, I thought this couldn't happen. New York has like some of the most strict gun laws in the country. Okay, now I hear a bunch of other people say something along the lines of like, well, yeah, they just go and get guns and bring them in to the from out of state into state. Okay, well, that's not really a good argument because that's still against the law according to New York. So what? That's not a good it's not a good argument. Anyway, so here's the story. Um, so this guy just walked into a high-rise building in New York at 345 Park Avenue and shot people. Now, here's the thing. This is the picture of the guy. He's wearing just a casual business suit. This guy is just walking in casually. Like, I situational awareness, people. Like, these people in the background, I don't think any of them notice that this guy is carrying a rifle. Because, one, it's New York, and nobody expects it. But two, he's also not dressed like the stereotypical shooter would be. Like, most of them would put on, like, body armor and, like, military fatigues and stuff, and then walk into the building. Uh, he didn't do that. He just wore a suit. I mean, a little weird. But then again, I mean, this guy is insane. He's committing a mass shooting. Of course, that's crazy. But situational awareness. That is one thing that I would like everybody to understand. Situational awareness. You need to be aware of the things that happen around you and always be kind of on yellow status whenever you're out in public. Okay? Because who knows? Like, here in Texas, this wouldn't be the weirdest thing. Like, I've walked around with a rifle before. I know people who have walked around with a rifle before. It's perfectly legal here. But where it's illegal, which it shouldn't be illegal, but where it's illegal, it's out of the ordinary and weird. So that's odd. He just walked right in. Now, wearing body armor and wielding an assault-style rifle. God, I already hate this news story. First of all, unless he's wearing soft armor underneath this, I don't think he was wearing body armor, because I don't believe everything that is said in the news media, because somebody else said that he had a suppressor on the gun, which he didn't, because, and I'll show you in a minute, the actual photograph of the gun, it's a close-up photograph. There's no suppressor on it. So the fact that they're saying that he had body armor, I haven't seen pictures of the body armor, so I'm not going to believe that's the body armor, because in the same sentence they say an assault-style rifle. What is that? What exactly is an assault-style rifle? Nobody can define it, and I'm tired of them using that terminology. Okay. A guy walked into a place with an AR-15 rifle. That's what it should read. Anyway, the alleged gunman, identified by police as 27-year-old Shane Tamura, burst through the lobby doors of a 44-story building in the heart of Midtown Manhattan on Monday, shooting victims at random. But do we know if it's random? Don't know. It happened at about 6:30 and left 4 victims, including an off-duty police officer working security at the building, dead, and 1 wounded as the shooter made it all the way to the 33rd floor, where police say he died by unaliving himself. Good riddance. It's probably the best outcome we could have had, because, you know, it's either he self-deletes, he gets in a shootout with cops, or escapes. Or the state has to take care of him for the rest of his life. So, as far as him being, you know, bye-byed, I have 0 problems with that. I am glad that he did that, because, like, I'm sorry, but there's no reason for us to take care of this guy for the rest of his life, or have a whole shootout or anything. But so here's the picture of him walking in. They found a note in Tamura's pocket where he claimed he suffered from chronic traumatic encephalopathy and asked his brain to be studied. Okay, well, that's weird. CTE is a brain disease linked to repeat hits to the head, often seen in military veterans and athletes, including football players, hockey players, and boxers. I think he played football. There were reports supposedly that he tried out for the NFL and didn't get in, and that's why he did this. He was trying to go to the offices of the NFL, but not 100% confirmed, I don't believe. Eric Adams on Tuesday said, based on the suspect's note, investigators allege he was focused on the headquarters of the NFL, which is housed in the building. Okay, but that's just based on the note. I would like to see additional evidence that says that, because did he even make it? I don't think this article says, but I don't even think he made it there, as far as I know. So here's the path supposedly that he took. So on the 26th, he was in Nevada, made it to Colorado the same day, then Nebraska, then all the way to New Jersey and New York City. Took 2 days of travel. Still don't understand, what the motive was. Was he mad at the NFL for not taking him? Or was it the brain injury that caused him to have like a freak out that then he went and did that? Who knows? Let's see if I can find the picture. So this guy is the guy. That is not what I was expecting when they told me what his name was, but also was expecting. It's weird. Anyway, so the suspect, who had a concealed carry license in Nevada in 2022, enters the lobby of the building, spraying it with gunfire, and he goes to the elevator, which I believe is when he took it up to the 33rd floor, I want to say. So here is there's a little graphic, but it's newsworthy, so YouTube don't take me down. It's literally on a news website. Okay, so we can see, you can't see the whole thing, but he used the Palmetto State Armory two-tone AR-15. Now, this is the same actual scope I have on one of my rifles, funnily enough. It's cheap and a piece of crap. So one of the reports that I saw said that he had a suppressor on. He does not. You can see right here, there's no suppressor on this thing. Okay. He shoots the off-duty NYPD officer who was working security and confronted him. Now, Aland Ita, I might butcher this. Aland Etienne, another security guard in the building, is also fatally shot confronting the suspect. The suspect kills one other person before taking the elevator to the 33rd floor offices of real estate management firm Rudin Management, where he fatally shoots a fourth victim before fatally shooting himself in the chest with it's not an M4 rifle, guys. It's an AR-15. Please. First you say it's an assault rifle, then you say it's an M4. Which is it? Okay? So the question is, was he trying to get to the NFL headquarters? Because he got to Rudin Management, which was a real estate company. Did he just pick the wrong floor and assumed that he was on the right floor? Or was he actually targeting somebody in Rudin Management? That's still to be seen. The authorities think that it had to do with the NFL because of the note that they found in his pocket, but we don't know for sure because of the fact that he ended up either on the wrong floor, or the note is like a red herring trying to get us to think that it was about the NFL headquarters, but in fact it was about this real estate management company. We don't know yet. They're doing more investigations. In the immediate aftermath of the rampage, police find a handwritten note in the suspect's pocket in which he says he has CTE and accuses the NFL of concealing the dangers to players' brains to maximize the league's profits, police sources tell. In his note, the suspect blames playing football for his CTE disease and asked that his brain be studied. And you can see the note here. It says CTE, chronic traumatic encephalopathy. Study my brain, please. I'm sorry. Tell blank I'm sorry for everything. I don't know what the blank is. That was redacted. But again, this is the note that makes them think that it might be the NFL thing. The preliminary investigation, according to police, has found no evidence that Tamura suffered from CTE, with medical experts say can't be diagnosed in a living person with certainty. In a search of the suspect's car, according to authorities, police find additional ammunition, a revolver, a backpack, and medication. So yeah, this guy basically is crazy, and how this all played out is still to be understood. Like, they're still going through his home. They're still trying to find like an actual motive, because like we just read, they said that he didn't. There's no way to like self-diagnose CTE, and there's no possible way to do it 100% in a living person. Like, you have to actually cut into someone's brain to figure that out. So also, again, like I haven't heard whether or not he actually played in the NFL or if he failed to get into the NFL. And if that's the case, and he only played like high school or college football before doing this, why is he blaming the NFL? Is it because is the supposition that because the NFL doesn't tell people about the dangers of CTE and the players are glorified, that means that by you playing college football and getting a traumatic brain injury, that's the NFL's fault? Like, I just don't follow the logic. But then again, this guy's a mass shooter, a mass murderer who it defies reason. So that is what we know so far. Now, how it relates to my channel and what I'm talking about is the state of New York is one of the highest gun control locations in the country, next to probably like California and maybe is it Chicago or Detroit? Well, I think they're both pretty strict on gun control. But a lot of people are saying that they're trying to figure out where he got the gun. I would assume that he got it out of Nevada. That's what I would assume. And probably drove with it and brought it all the way to New York. Now, for me, I'm sitting here going, well, I thought that this type of thing couldn't happen in New York because they have huge amounts of gun laws. And to that, a lot of people say, well, he just went and got it from out of state and brought it back in, and that's why this type of thing happened. And to that I say, that was also illegal. You are not allowed to import those types of weapons into New York. Same with California. You can't bring certain weapons into California, like what they call assault weapons, with certain features, certain setups. You're not allowed to bring them. So either way, he still broke the law. And a lot of people's solution is, okay, well, what we can do is we can just ban them all across the nation. And I'm like, do you really think that would work? Like, this criminal ignored that you can't openly carry the firearm in the first place. He ignored that you can't bring it into the state. And then he ignored that you can't kill people with it. Do you really think that by banning all guns that somebody is not going to do these things? And a lot of people will point out, okay, well, but, a lot of the places that have banned guns have seen a lower amount of gun deaths. And I'm like, okay, and there's more drownings in California at the ocean than there are Arizona. What's your point? Yeah, if there's more of something, yes, there's more possible deaths with that thing. Like, I don't see the court, like, if you got rid of guns, people just use knives. Like the story we talked about earlier, where the guy went and stabbed like 10 people in Walmart. Like, and guess what stopped him? A guy with a gun, because nobody else who fought him off stopped him. He still stabbed people, and then the only time he stopped was when he was faced with a handgun. So I don't see the argument as to banning all guns. And then there's the thought of that people have said, well, let's ban all guns everywhere completely, and then we just won't have it. And I'm like, again, two things. One, guns are all but banned in Mexico, and the cartels have RPGs. Okay, Do you think that they're getting them from like another county in Mexico? Like, no, they're importing it from like the Middle East. So if a criminal really wanted a gun, they'd probably get AK-47s from the cartels in Mexico. Okay, so this whole idea of like, well, if we ban them from this state and they bring them from this state into this state, but if we just ban them from all the states, that this state won't have any guns imported into it is completely false. Criminals would just get them from, instead of another state, they would just get it from another country. I don't understand. So then it then turns into, well, we got to ban guns worldwide. And it's like how unrealistic do you want to get with this? Because it's already pretty unrealistic. So gun control is not the answer. The answer is, in my opinion, mental health. Because I mean, in the 70s, dude, people were driving to school with like gun racks in their cars, just sitting up there with multiple rifles in every pickup truck in the high school parking lot, and nobody batted an eye. Nobody got shot up. Why is that? We had mental institutions, insane asylums, and people were locked up. But nowadays, they closed all of those, and people are just out on the street. Nobody's getting correct mental health, or they're being overprescribed meds that cause the symptoms that they're supposed to prevent. Like, you take an SSRI nowadays, bro, and it's like, yeah, this is a depression medication that might make you depressed and suicidal. Like, what? How does that make any sense? That is completely asinine to me. That we're allowed, and we're also one of the only countries that allows, like, I think we're like one of like 3 countries that allows medical companies to run ads. What? Why is that a thing? Like, I'm sorry, but we should not be allowing that. So all of those things combined are creating this huge mental health crisis. Plus, and look, I'm not like the most religious person, but like we started as a religious country where we had like people following the 10 Commandments, being as moral as possible, and people who were going to church, people who were, marrying the nuclear family, like all of those things were good. And then all of a sudden society changes. Mental institutions close down. The general like societal norms change to be like two income households, inflation. Like there's so many different things that are causing this, not a single one of them being the guns. We've had guns for years. We've had guns for the entirety of this entire country's history. And guns just do not kill people. People kill people. Unless you're Sig Sauer. Anyway, I think that part of the reason that a lot of these tragedies happen, if you'll notice, a lot of these things happen in places where it's either a soft target or minimal resistance. So like in this case, I think it said that there were 2 security guards. One was the off-duty officer and the other was, I think, just a security guard. And both of them were shot like immediately. Now, that's probably because he had a rifle and they had handguns that were in holsters. They probably weren't quick enough. But he was looking for them because I believe it said they were the first 2 shot. So, of course, he's looking for them because, well, if you're going in to shoot a whole bunch of people, the first 2 people you're probably going to take out are the people that are wearing giant vests that say security on them and are visibly armed. Of course, they're going to go for those 2 people first. But that brings in the question of like, okay, well, why couldn't he be stopped after that? What, like, this could have been so much worse because, like, he took himself out, bro. Like, it could have been so much worse if he had decided to keep going. Could have been, like, multiple more floors could have been shot up. The officers that went in there to stop him, some of them could have died. Like, it could have been way worse. But why was he not stopped prior to him taking his own life? And it's because nobody can carry a gun. Nobody. It's almost impossible to get a concealed carry license in New York. It's almost impossible. And then even if you can get one, there's so many places that you're not allowed to carry that it just makes it almost useless to even get one. Because of the new Supreme Court decision, obviously more people are getting them, more places are allowing you to carry them, but it's not enough. I wholeheartedly believe that everybody has the right to self-defense and everybody should be able to responsibly carry a gun. Because this guy just walked into a random place. Like, where could this happen next? Literally anywhere. Like, we've seen it happen at grocery stores. We've seen it happen in high-rise buildings. We've seen it happen at places like the post office or schools or whatever the case may be. I think responsibly armed people are the only way to stop it, while we also need to address the mental health issues, because that is a big part of it. You guys tell me whether or not you agree or disagree. I think that's a majority of it, but you tell me. Anyway, guys, I appreciate all of you guys for watching. If you want to check out my other content, please go ahead and like and subscribe. I think I might go live a little bit more often now. Now that I have it set up, sort of, kind of. Anyway, guys, I appreciate all of you guys. I will see you the next time I go live or in the next video I post. I think my next one's coming out next week. It'll be a knife testing video, if you like that type of thing. Anyway, guys, see you later.